Knights set to tip off against the Reinhardt University Eagles men's side. Alan Taylor to tip for the Knights. Antonio Spencer for the Eagles, and he will control it back to Hobbs. Greg Hobbs up the floor with it now. Over to Wimberly. Jalen Wimberly looks up top for Luis. Over to the wing for Hobbs. Down low for Wimberly. Nothing doing there. Into the high post. A drive now. High off the glass. No good. A rebound. Put back is good. Nate Luis with the second effort shot after the first did not go. Getting his own rebound there. Garrett McCray up the floor now. Taylor in the high post. Handoff for Caleb Brown. Gets the Spencer on him. Back up top for Brown now. He'll be doubled quickly. Hobbs on him. He pulls up for a stop and pop mid-range. Off the front of the rim. No good. Hobbs over to Tafari Thomas now. Over for Jalen Wimberly. Into the low post for Spencer. Spencer surveying. And Tafari Thomas had it on the low block, but has it stolen away. Brown over to Brody Clark. Neil Malone with it now, has it swiped away, but gathers. Back for Clark, looks inside, but Luis is there with a foot, breaks up the passing lane. I believe Clark was trying to make a bounce pass to the interior from Emil Malone there. Gray with it now up top for Caleb Brown. Brown surveying, kicks it over to McCray. On the wing, gets a screen. Drives to the baseline against Wimberly. Gets under the basket, kicks it out for Brown. Fakes the three-pointer. Looks for Taylor on the slip and roll, but too much traffic there, and he has it stripped away. Hobbs open for three now. He'll pull up. No good on the shot. Luis flies in for it and saves it. Gets a dispenser now. Has it ripped away by Brown. Clark out in transition, 3-on-1. Brown in the corner. He'll pull up for three. No good. Thomas over to Lewis now. Back from Wimberly in the mid-range. No good on the shot. Rebound tipped away by Malone. Gathered by Alan Taylor there. Garrett McCray up the floor with it now. McCray getting downhill. Pulls up for a mid-range fadeaway. No good. Up ahead to Thomas now. Thomas back for Hobbs. Up top for Wimberly. Finds Luis on the perimeter. Tafari Thomas for three and sinks it. Reinhardt with a quick 5-0 advantage here. Gray up the floor once again into the high post. Malone loses it. Clark comes away with it. A runner down the lane, and he'll hit it. Nice floater finish there. They look out ahead for Thomas, and Clark forced a foul. On the breakaway play, Thomas had an easy seal for the layup. Knights forced to send him to the line there. And Thomas will hit the first. Looking to go 2 for 2 here. And Thomas will knock down the second. Eagles making the change. Luis checking out. Tyler Smith checking in for the first time. Guarding Malone closely. Malone gets into the mid-range. Turns and fades away on the jumper. No good. Clark in the passing lane to break up the pass. Thomas comes away with it. Smith on the block now, working against Malone. Gets deep in the lane. Stripped by Malone. Physical play here down low so far from the Eagles. Hobbs the alley-oop to Thomas, can't quite finish it. Spencer on the low block, in trouble. Alan Taylor comes away with it in transition. He gets down the lane, loses it, swings it back to Clark for three. No good on the jumper. Two nice swing in for it. No, two Eagles, excuse me. Spencer comes away with it, up ahead now. Smith no good on the dunk, gets his own rebound and puts it in over Malone. Brown with it now, marked closely by Hobbs. Caleb Brown with the pocket pass for Taylor, gets his man in the air and finishes the layup. Got Antonio Spencer to bait on the block, and he'll go to the line for the and one opportunity. Nice denial of the screen by Caleb Brown there to set it up. And Taylor will knock down the free throw. Junior out of Lillington, North Carolina. Brandon Barron in for the Eagles now, handling the ball up the court. Down low for Spencer once again. He's quickly doubled. He slips through, gets to the basket, puts it high off the glass and in. Antonio Spencer battering the Knights in the paint so far. Brown passes to Malone. Handoff for McCray now. McCray gets to the middle. Puts up a layup high off the glass and out. No good. Routed around the rim but couldn't quite stay in. Barron down the floor now, racing down the court. Tries to put it up in transition. And Malone is there to wall him off. Caleb Brown with it now. Over for Malone. Malone has it stolen away by Barron. But we're going to have a foul called on the reach-in, I believe. It'll stay St. Andrew's ball here. Malone into the corner for Taylor. Up top for McCray. McCray drives, gets down the lane, kicks it out for Malone. He'll pull a jumper and sink it. Three-pointer there for Emil Malone. Big man has range and is not afraid to use it. Tyler Smith with it now. Over to Wimberly. Tafari Thomas with it, excuse me. Over for Barron. He'll pull up for three. No good. Malone over to Clark now. Back for Brown. Brown carries across midcourt. Puts a move on Barron. Loses his handle, and it'll go up and out of bounds. Brandon Barron up the floor with it now. Screen set by Smith. Caleb Brown maneuvering nicely around it, and Barron loses the ball. Brown down the floor and pinned to the glass by Lewis, but a foul. And Caleb Brown at the line to shoot two now. No good on the first. And Brown looking to go 2 for 2 here. Or no, 1 for 2 here, excuse me, and he splits the pair. Barron up the floor with it now. Knights have cut the lead to 2. Reinhardt leading 11-9. Into the high post for Tyler Smith. He surveys. Over for Lewis. He'll pull up for a three-pointer. No good. Thomas had it for a moment but couldn't handle it. Clark gets it back to McCray. McCray advances it. McCray spins, puts up a fadeaway, no good, but a foul, and he'll go to the line for 2 on the jumper. Great spin to the middle there on the baseline drive. Signature move of McCray's, the mid-range jumper. A shot he frequents this season and has converted well on so far. The local product out of Scotland County High School. No good on the first. Knights struggling to convert their free throws early. And he'll knock down the second. Found his rhythm there. Knights matching up defensively. Wimberly over for Smith. He pulls up from mid-range in the corner and hits. Tyler Smith with the jump shot. Lead up to 3 for the Eagles. Brown for Taylor. Look for Malone on the low block. Overshot the pass. Tried to get a high-low, big-to-big action. Couldn't quite convert it there. Brandon Barron carrying it up the floor once again. Marked closely by Caleb Brown. Barron driving, steps back, looks for a shot, not there. Brown recovers nicely. Over to Wimberly now. Lewis to Spencer on the low block. Turn around, jump hook, and in. Spencer using the size to his advantage to back down Malone. Brown ahead now. Brown looks for McCray coming off a screen. McCray getting a screen from Taylor, working it nicely. Looks for Brown in the corner, but it's poked away. Nate Louise there. Here McCray into Malone. Little touch pass, give and go. Pulls up for 3. Malone with the rebound, snatching it away from Smith. Kicks it out for Clark. Clark to Brown. Brown getting to the baseline, pulling up for a mid-range and sinking it. Nice denial of the screen there. Found some space with no defender and hit the jumper. Over to Wimberly now. Down low for Smith. Working Taylor. Gets to the low block. Can't find anything. Kicks it out for Wimberly. Fakes the shot. Sidesteps. Over to Barron now. Down low for Spencer. Doubled quickly by Taylor. And Malone steals it away. Brown out in transition now. Loses his feet. And a foul is called. I don't know if he was touched or if he dribbled the ball between his own legs. But a foul nonetheless. And Brown will go to the line for a 1-and-1. No, excuse me. It'll be a baseline out of bounds. Eagles making some changes here. Nate Louise checking out. Brandon Barron checking out. Greg Hobbs back in, as well as Tucker Lowe for the first time. Malone up top for McCray. Thinks about the shot, decides against it. Over to Brown now, surveying the floor. Gets a screen from Malone. Gets to the middle. Gets Malone down low. His man falls down. He pulls the mid-range jumper. No good. Couldn't convert on the defensive lapse there, but a great opportunity nonetheless. Tyler Smith with it at the top of the key. Over from Wimberly. He'll pull up for 3. Rattles around the rim and in. And lead up to 6 here for the Eagles. Taylor pulls up for a mid-range jumper. No good. In the corner for Lowe, he'll drive, kick it up top for Smith. He'll pull up for a 3-pointer, and it goes. 2 quick threes in a row for the Eagles, and Knight's going to call timeout. We'll be right back. Knights making a change for the first time this season. Number 12, Kawan Barnes checking in. McCray down the lane and hits the easy layup there. Over the defense. Great move at the front of the rim for McCray. Low over to Hobbs now. Down low for Spencer, but I believe Malone a foul on the entry pass. Hobbs over to Low now for the catch and shoot. Fakes the shot, gets into the mid-range, and no good on the jumper. Barnes with the rebound. He's corralled by 3 Eagles. And then Hobbs gets it to Spencer for the dunk. Down low for Barnes. He gets it and puts it high off the glass. No good. Malone on the follow, but they'll say it is a foul. And Barnes going to work right away, wasting no time attacking the basket. And Barnes knocks down the first. He'll knock down the second to go 2 for 2, cutting this lead to 7 here. Gray marking Wimberly. Wimberly gets down the lane and spins it in off the rim. Brown ahead to Malone. Back to Brown now. In the corner for Clark. Thinks about the shot, decides against it. Brown to Malone now. He'll face up. It's a down low for Barnes. Barnes getting into the post, working on Hobbs. And the turnaround jumper is good. Nice spin to get to the rim there for Barnes. Down low for Spencer once again. They double him quickly. Sits on the ball. Spikes it to try and put it back to Low. Can't get it. Brown breaks it up for McCray now. Into the lane. Stops and pulls up, but a travel. And an error on the footwork there results in a turnover for the Knights on a promising breakaway opportunity. Hobbs with it now at the top of the key. Over for Low. Wimberly one more. Fakes the shot, jabs, but slides his feet, a travel. Two travels in a row called here. Refs really calling it tight on the footwork. Brown pulls up for 3. No good. Rebound to Tafari Thomas. Out up to Hobbs now. Hobbs on the move. Gets down the baseline. Dumps off for Spencer, but is stripped away by, I believe, Garrett McCray. Caleb Brown comes away with the loose ball. And then bounces it off of Hobbs and out of bounds to keep possession here with the Knights. Nate Lewis checking back in. Tucker Lowe checking out for the Eagles. And McCray gets it. Marked by Wimberly. Double comes from Hobbs. McCray forced to dump it off to Brown. Into the corner for Clark. Fakes the jumper. Gets it down low for Barnes. And good ball movement there for the Knights. Barnes very active so far. 6 points already. Tafari Thomas over for Hobbs. Back to Thomas. Makes a move on Clark. Back out for Wimberly for 3. And he'll sink it. Up ahead for McCray. He'll go to the baseline. Crafty spin move there. Couldn't quite find anything from it. Back up to Brown. Brown gets downhill. Reverses it to Malone. Malone fakes the shot. Faces up. Steps back. Pulls for mid-range and hits. Great move there from Emil Malone. Using the dribble to get some separation. Tafari Thomas in transition for three, and he'll sink it. Nobody home to pick him up. And he walks right into that one. Reinhardt going to call a timeout. Knights trailing by 9 here. Clark looking to inbound here, finds McCray. Marked by Wimberly in the backcourt, puts a move on. Gets by, gets a screen from Malone, down the lane now, into the corner for Clark, and blocked by Tafari Thomas. Wow. What an athletic display there, closing out for the block on the three-point attempt. That is rare air to see that. In for Malone now. Up top for Brown. Over to McCray. Malone back to Clark on the wing. Gets a screen from Malone. Hits him on the slip. Malone gets down into the low post. Spins, turns, fades. Can't hit the shot. And Nate Luis comes away with a loose ball. Hobbs with it now over to Wimberly. One more for Thomas. Hobbs on the wing with it now. Wimberly up top. Luis fakes the shot, gets it to the mid-range, looks back for Thomas. He finds it, drive, put up a shot. Over Malone, no good. But he'll go to the line. And Malone with 2 fouls here in the first half. 6:37 to play. Knights trailing by 9 here. Thomas at the line to shoot 2. And the senior out of Odom, Georgia, hits the first. Knights making a change. Alan Taylor in for Malone. Tyler Smith in for Antonio Spencer on the Reinhardt side. As well as Brandon Barron in for Jalen Wimberly. Thomas no good on the second. Rebound Taylor. Brown racing up the floor now, loses his handle. Hobbs loses his feet. Brown up to McCray now. He'll pull up for 3 and sink it. Not exactly how they drew it up, but a brilliant sequence nonetheless for the Knights. Tyler Smith tries to answer with a 3 of his own. No good. Barnes on the rebound. Has it stripped away by Thomas. Hobbs hits Smith on the cut. And no good on the layup, but a foul. I believe it will be Reinhardt ball on an inbound because the foul occurred before the shot. Into Hobbs now. Over to Lewis. Back to Hobbs. For Barron now. He'll shoot a mid-range jumper. No good. Rebound Lewis, no good. Rebound Smith, and the third attempt is finally good there. Eagles attacking the offensive glass relentlessly here. Knights preparing to make a change here. Caleb Montgomery set to check in. Brown with the handoff to McCray, loses it. Gathers it back, it's downhill. into the lane, high off the glass, and a blocking foul on Greg Hobbs there. And McRae will go to the line to shoot two. Knights trailing by 9 here, looking to cut the lead. And Rafael Alvarez checks into the game. Brody Clark getting a rest here. Montgomery in for Barnes. No good on the second free throws. McRae. Rebound Thomas. Barron with it now. Back to Thomas. Once again to Barron. Looks to the low block for Thomas. He drives. Gets tied up. Kicks it out for Lewis. Step back three. No good. Barron flies in for the rebound. Over to Smith. Thinks about the shot. Drives in the lane. Hop steps. Puts up a shot. Blocked by Taylor, but a foul. Pardon me. Excuse me. And Tyler Smith at the line for two here. And Smith knocks down the first. He's got 9 so far. I believe that makes 10. And no good on the second, but Thomas in there for the rebound, can't control it. Still on the floor, gets to McRae, gets it to Brown. Tie up here, lots of Eagles and Knights wrapped around each other. In the corner for Alvarez, and blocked once again. Nate Lewis this time, closing out to the three-point line for a block. Second time we've seen that today from Reinhardt. McRae into the corner for Montgomery, poked away by Lewis. McRae up for Brown now. Back to McRae on the wing. He'll pull up for three. Short. Out ahead for Barron now. Marked by Montgomery. Wimberly for three in transition. Short. Rebound Montgomery here. Finds Brown on the outlet. Brown to McRae now. Up the floor. Knights trailing by 9 here. Montgomery looking for Allen in the low post. Nothing doing there. McRae's going to drive. Put up a shot off the glass. No good on the layup. Now Lewis. Barron with it now. Drives to the baseline. Loses it out of bounds, but a foul on Rafael Alvarez there. Down low for Thomas, goes under the basket, but blocked by Taylor, but a foul. And he'll go to the line for two. Tafari Thomas there with the up and under attempt. And that'll be the second foul on Allen Taylor here. Both teams with 17 fouls. 4:07 to play here in our first half of action. Thomas good on the first. Emil Malone will check back into the contest. Allen Taylor will get a rest. McRae checks out. Brody Clark back in for him. And ball poked out of bounds there by Tafari Thomas. It'll stay with the Knights. Knights spreading the scoring wealth so far. McRae with 7, Barnes with 6, Malone with 5, Caleb Brown and Allen Taylor with 3, and Brody Clark with 2. Clark comes off the screen here. Hesitates, drives, kicks it in the corner for Alvarez. Up top for Brown now. Gets a screen from Malone, might deny it, and he does. Gets down the middle of the lane, poked away though from behind. I believe it was Wimberly. Jafari Thomas out in transition now. Over to Wimberly, whips it one more to Barron. Looked to the corner, nobody was home, decided to kiss the pass. Back to Thomas, he pulls up for three, no good. Clark with it now, off the Malone. He'll face up from the three-point line. Drive to the middle of the lane, 1-2 into it. High off the glass, no good on the fader. I don't think it actually touched glass, might have been a floater. Alley-oop there for Thomas, and he'll hit it. Savvy play from Tyler Smith, seeing he had a jumper, and Thomas went to go get it on the finish. Lead up to 13 here. Malone pulling up for three. Knights perhaps growing a little desperate as the lead expands here, settling for unideal shots. Brown looks down low for, Wimberly looked down low for Spencer, excuse me. Wasn't there off the glass, and Clark comes away with it. Out in transition now for Brown in the corner. Clark fakes the shot, kicks it to the corner for Alvarez. Alvarez drives the baseline, gets walled off, puts up a floater too strong. Wimberly up ahead now. Over to Barron in the mid-range. He'll pull up and sink a jumper. Lead up to 15 here for the Eagles. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Knights seemingly faltering, but looking to settle things down here on this possession. Malone setting up on the low block and draws a foul on Spencer there. Knights making some key changes here. Caleb Brown checking out as well as Alvarez. Tyvon Richardson and Garrett McCray back into the game. Richardson in for the first time today. And Malone no good on the free throw. McCray fighting for the rebound. But he'll step out of bounds on the rebound attempt, and the Eagles will come away with it. Good hustle there from Garrett McCray. Couldn't quite find the outlet in time. Jafari Thomas the inbound now, over to Hobbs. Knights coming out in the 2-3 here. Wimberly over to Hobbs now, trapping the ball. Alley-oop backside to Thomas, and he can't finish it. Didn't get enough elevation. Gray gets it to the middle now. Up and off the glass. Beautiful move and transition from Garrett McCray going coast to coast. Hobbs over to Thomas now. Back to Lewis. Nice trap here. Wimberly for Hobbs on the low block. Looks across for Thomas for three. He'll pull up. No good on the jumper. Gets his own rebound. Gets to the rim. Pump fakes. Puts it up and in over two. Great initial defense there from the Knights. Couldn't quite get the rebound to go their way. McCray down the baseline once again. High off the glass for a floater. No, a floater. Excuse me. But he does draw the foul. No good on the shot. McCray back to the line to shoot here. 9 points in the contest so far, make it 10. Leading scorer for the Knights so far. Only Knight in double digits as well. Looking to go 2 for 2 for here. And the junior out of Scotland County High School hits it. Local products. Over to Wimberly now. On the wing, they have a three-pointer, no good. Put back by Hobbs, no good, but a foul. as he goes crashing down. It's Mekhi Maldessley on that three-point attempt. And Hobbs no good on the first shot. Hobbs still yet to find the scoring column in this one. Does have 2 rebounds and 3 assists to his credit. And stays with the goose egg on the scoreboard. Going 0 for 2 there. McCray out in transition now. Drives hard. Has to pull it out. Finds Malone. Handoff to Clark. He'll pull up for a three-pointer and sink it. Off the dribble handoff. Brody Clark with a nice catch and shoot there. Wimberley decides against the catch and shoot that time. Down low for Tyler Smith. It's walled off by Malone. Looks for Maldessley in the corner. Can't quite find it. Pass broken up by Brody Clark. Hobbs up for Thomas now. Nice settling into their 2-3. Stepping back from Hobbs, allowing him the shot opportunity. 10 to shoot here. Over to Thomas. He'll pull up from three-point range and sink it. The clock. And McCray heaves it from half court. No good. Knights trailing by 13 here as we enter halftime, 33-46. We'll be back for the second half.
Ready to start mapping your future? Get started at St. Andrews University, the perfect place to explore your passions. St. Andrews offers a high-quality education that can be completed on campus or online. Flexible course offerings and convenient locations meet the needs of your everyday life, with accelerated degree options available. Career opportunities are waiting for you at St. Andrews University. From nursing to occupational therapy assistant certification to esports and game art and design. Find your career path today at St. Andrews University, sa.edu. your future? Get started at St. Andrews University, the perfect place to explore your passions. St. Andrews offers a high-quality education that can be completed on campus or online. Flexible course offerings and convenient locations meet the needs of your everyday life, with accelerated degree options available. Career opportunities are waiting for you at St. Andrews University. From nursing to occupational therapy assistant certification to esports and game art and design. Find your career path today.
And we're back here for our second half of action. Knights with it here. Garrett McCray getting harassed in the backcourt. Over to Clark now. Back up top for McCray. Marked closely by Hobbs. Gets down the lane. Kicks to the corner for Brown. He'll drive baseline. Looks up top for Malone. Malone pulls up for a three and sinks it. Great ball movement there from the Knights to start the second half of action. Scoring immediately. Wimberley thinks about a three, decides against it. Over Thomas. In the high post for Spencer. And Lewis in the corner. He'll pull up for three. No good. Rebound Thomas and a foul. McCray on the box out. Thomas had the elevation advantage. Nothing much he could do there. Dangerous play there. Don't think it was intentional on the undercut. Happened nonetheless. Hobbs into the low post for Spencer. Makes a move and goes to the basket off the power dribble. Using the height to his advantage as he has done so far in this contest. Knights trailing by 12 here. Get it to Malone. Over to Brown off of a pinup. Into the high post for Taylor. Down to Malone on the low block. Makes a move, gets through, but it appears that Nate Luis is down in discomfort here. Clutching his right lower extremity. Didn't quite see what happened. And two Reinhardt players will help him to his feet. He appears to walk it off, but appears to be in quite a bit of discomfort as he exits the floor. Hobbs up ahead, hesitates, kicks it to Wimberley on the wing, decides against the shot. Back up top for Hobbs. Over to Thomas now. He'll pull up for three and sink it. Jafari Thomas been effective from distance so far in this one. Lead it back up to 13 here. From Malone on the low block. Goes right to work on the spin. Gets doubled. Has it ripped away. Taylor comes away with it. Puts up a shot. No good, but a foul. And he'll go to the line for two. And the junior out of Lillington, no good on the first. Ball rolls out of bounds. They're going to be Reinhardt ball after the turnover. About 2 minutes have elapsed here in our second half of our second contest of the afternoon. Over to Thomas once again. A heat check from three, no good. Taylor with the rebound over to McCray. McCray up ahead now. It's the switch on to Smith. Into the corner for Brown. Pulls up from three. Off the glass and in. Cuts this lead down to 10 now. Over to Thomas once again. Back for Hobbs. Barron with it now. Into the high post for Smith. He'll pull up from mid-range. No good. Thomas flying in for the rebound once again. And a foul there on Garrett McCray. Hard fall for Thomas. Don't think it was intentional. He really had the athletic advantage on the rebound there. Jumped over a man. Barron down the lane, loses his handle. Hobbs controls it, goes up and under the basket. No good, gets blocked. Up ahead for Clark, off the head of Thomas, stolen and out of bounds. Almost colliding with Coach for St. Andrews. I believe that was Coach Hernandez that was in his path there. Couldn't quite tell as he flew towards the scores table. Brown with it now, isolating against Wimberly. Over to McCray at the top of the key. McCray back for Brown. Looks to Malone in the post. Goes to work on Thomas. Spins to the baseline, puts it high off the glass. No good. Barron over to Hobbs now. Hobbs skips it across to Smith. He'll get down the lane. Hop step freezes the defense. Can't hit the shot. Hobbs back out for Barron. Over to Wimberly now. Thomas in the corner, fakes the jumper, gets it back to Wimberly. He'll fake the jumper and drive. Put up a floater from deep in the lane. No good. Walled off by Malone. Tries to go up and under for the layup. No good. And they'll say it rolls out of bounds. St. Andrews ball here. $16:30 to play here in our second half. Knights looking to close the gap even further. Came into this period trailing by 13. Brown with a nice step back to get some separation. No good on the jumper. Over to Wimberly in the corner. Nothing doing there. Thomas open at the top of the key. Decides against the shot. Drives. Loses it. Gets it over to Barron somehow. Over to Wimberly in the far corner. He'll pull up for three this time. No good. McCray driving off the break now, and a foul on the reach-in. And Nate Lewis will check back into the contest, I believe, for Gregory Hobbs. Brody Clark on the baseline now with it to inbound for the Knights. Clark to inbound. He's got 5 so far. Up top for Brown. Caleb Brown with 6. Clark gets it in the corner, drives baseline, and is fouled by Lewis on the way by. What I would consider a take foul there, as Lewis was in no position to defend the ball there and forced to stop the play. Lone handoff to Clark now, but he stepped on the line as he began his drive and out of bounds. Knights will turn it over there. Wimberly with it now. Over to Thomas, into the corner from Aldousley. And he'll knock down the three. Clark on the wing now. And a blocking foul by Maldesley there. Clark tried to get around to the left hand. Entry pass broken up there by Tyler Smith. Clark tries to steal it away. And an offensive foul on Smith as he was backhanded by Smith on the way by. I believe he threw an elbow on his way down the court. Clark may have embellished a bit, but a foul nonetheless. And it will be St. Andrews ball here. Over to Taylor now. Clark in the corner, fading away, shoots it, no good. Luis over to Wimberly now. He'll pull up for three in transition, no good. McCray gets the rebound, but has it tipped away from Thomas. But they'll say a foul on the loose ball. Clark with it now. He's trapped quickly. Has it poked away by Maldesley off of Clark's leg and out of bounds. A turnover for the Knights. Flash double there from Reinhardt. Caught the Knights off guard. And the Knights continue to trail here by 13. 15:04 to play. Wimberly down low for Smith all alone. And he'll turn around and convert it. Lead up to 15 now for the Eagles. Brown over to McCray. Down low for Taylor. Goes to work on Smith. Spins to the baseline. Puts up the shot. No good. Gets his own rebound, but out of bounds. Tried to overpower Smith, but Smith stood tall there and denied the opportunity. Jalen Wimberly up the floor with it now. Marked by Caleb Brown. Luis in the mid-range with it. He'll drive. Look down low for Smith on the laydown. Can't convert it. Broken up by Malone. Now the fadeaway from Smith. And a foul on Malone. He'll go to the line for two. Tyler Smith with 12 points so far in the contest. Going to add two more here. I believe that'll be Malone's third foul. No good on the first. Smith is the junior out of Lakeland, Florida, looks to split the pair here. No good on the second as well. Ball still loose though. Brown comes away with it for the Knights. Up ahead to McCray, but he loses it to Wimberly. Too hot to handle. Down low for Smith. Alley-oop to Thomas. He gathers it, but can't get back vertical. Taylor was flying in for the block attempt and smothered him there. I believe that'll be Taylor's third foul as well. Knights bigs racking up the fouls here. Down low for Smith. Catches Taylor in the air again. And that'll be 4 fouls for Taylor after 2 quick ones. Visibly frustrated here as he checks out. Smith back to the line to shoot right away. And no good on the first, short. Tyler Smith, the second leading scorer for the Eagles so far. Only behind Tafari Thomas with 21. Tyler Smith with 12. And make it 13 here. Caleb Brown up the floor with it now. Into the corner for Clark. He drives baseline, gets to the rim, reverses, and puts it in. Beautiful layup there from Brody Clark. And the Knights going to call a timeout. Trailing by 14 here.
You open my eyes, I'm ready to go, lead me into the light. Can't you see?
Hey, listen, y'all should be addicted now. We tasted blood.
Hey, let's keep this going. We got 2 weeks to prepare for the next one. Yes, clean up a few mistakes. Let's get on a roll. It's conference time.
You open.
And Knights try and pull a fast one there and inbound it themselves. Not fooling the officials here. Nate Lewis up the floor now. Wimberly with it. Wimberly over to Thomas. Back to Wimberly now. Trap comes. Forces the ball out of his hands. Smith down the lane. Blocked by Malone there on the layup attempt. And Caleb Brown with it now. Carrying up the floor, surveying. Looks down low for Malone. Malone looks off the defender with the pass and then turns and fades. Can't hit the jumper. While Desley pulls up for three in transition and sinks. McRae ahead with it now. Hesitates, drives, kicks to Brown in the corner. Brown slowing things down. Over to Clark now. Deep three-pointer here. No good. Smith comes away with the rebound. Into the corner from Desley once again. A heat check. No good. Wimberly gets the rebound. No pull it out. Size up McRae here. He puts a move on. Steps into a three-pointer and hits it. The stop and pop triple. Lead up to 20 now for the Eagles. Brown comes off the screen from Malone. Gets to Clark in the corner. Nothing doing there. Clark with the hang dribble gets down the baseline. Puts it to the inside hand for the finish. Great move there from Clark. Down the floor ahead to Smith. Guarded by Malone. Tries to work the low block. Can't get it to go. Ball still loose. Thomas comes away with it. And up top to Wimberly now. Over to Smith. He'll pull up for three. Short. Fari Thomas flies in for another rebound. He's been attacking the glass all evening. Wimberly gets his man in the air, fakes it, then shoots the jumper, can't hit. Gray slowing things down now. Into the post for Malone. Immediately whips it to Clark, cutting through the lane. And it's broken up by Desley, results in a jump ball on the floor. I believe possession will belong to Reinhardt on this one. Wimberly over to Maudesley now. Maudesley in the corner on a fadeaway jumper. No good from the mid-range. Off the dribble, look, not there. And Brandon Barron checks back in for Reinhardt. Jalen Wimberly checking out. Caleb Brown up the floor about halfway through our second period of action here. Knights trailing big, but still fighting hard. Brown gets downhill, puts up a layup, no good, but a foul. And Caleb Brown will go to the line to shoot two. Brown no good on the first. Knocks down the second. That brings him to 7 points in the contest. Hobbs up the floor to Thomas now. Over to Barron. Back up top for Maudesley. Once again to Hobbs. Barron thinks about the shot, decides against it. Gets it to Thomas in the high post. Thomas takes it against Barnes. Moves to Hobbs. He gets down the baseline, spins to the middle, puts up a shot, no good, but a foul. Frantic series of moves there from Hobbs. Couldn't quite get the basket, but he will go to the line for two. Senior out of Thomasville, Georgia, looking to hit one here. It rattles around the rim and in. Breaks the scoring streak for him, his first point of the evening. Already with 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And he knocks down both, extending the lead back to 19. Brown up the floor with it now. Over to McCray. Leading scorer for the night so far, drives baseline, but kicks it to Brody Clark in the corner. He gets to the middle, finds Brown on the perimeter. Back for McCray now. Denies the screen. Sizes up. Moves into it. Finds Malone. One more for Clark. And Brown all alone in the corner. And he'll knock it down. Great ball movement there from the Knights. Barron with it now. Down low for Spencer. Spencer in the middle, but has it stolen away by Brown. Brown out in transition with it now. Decides against it. Doesn't have the numbers. Ball's out the set. Under 10 to play here in the second half. Pulls up from mid-range, decides against it. Gets it to Barnes in the corner. Barnes drives baseline, loses it. And out of bounds off of Hobbs. After the mishandle by Barnes there, Hobbs dove on the floor, couldn't corral it. Nate Lewis checking back in for Reinhardt. Makai Maudesley checking out. Ray over to Clark. Clark drives baseline and blocked by Lewis on the jump shot attempt. Great chase down defense there from Reinhardt. Well, 2 to shoot here. Brown pulls up from 3-point range. It's blocked by Hobbs. Thomas comes away with it, gets it to Barron. Off the glass, alley-oop for Thomas. And he couldn't quite convert it. My goodness, that would have been quite a spectacle. Brody Clark hesitates, drives past Barron in the open court, gets it to Malone. He'll pull up for the immediate 3, no good. Hobbs against McCray, over to Nate Lewis now. Gets a screen from Thomas. It's a switch on to Clark. Spencer at the top of the key with it all alone. Gets it to Hobbs. He drives to the baseline, finds some separation. Gets it to Barron in the corner. He'll pull up for 3. No good. Rebound Brown there. Up ahead to McCray. He'll pull up for 3 in transition and hit it. Garrett McCray with another 3 points to his credit. I believe that brings him to 14 on the evening so far, perhaps 15. Barron sizing up Brown. Brown gambling for the steal, can't quite get it. Lewis with it now, drives to the middle, pulls up for a mid-range, no good. Rebound Thomas, she's trapped in the corner. Gets it out to Lewis, over to Barron now. Eagles reset with 15 to play. Ball on the shot clock. Barron makes a drive, stops, pulls up from mid-range, no good on the jumper. Two Knights come in for it. Malone comes away with it. McCray with it now, tries to double behind the back to get past this defender. Slows down and speeds back up. Clark in the corner. And I believe Lewis was flying in for a block, but was forced to grab the rim to avoid contact there. And we're going to say it's a blocking foul on Brandon Barron there. And that'll be the fourth foul on Barron, I believe. Right at the line now, 14 points. Add two more. And McCray good on both. Hobbs with it now. Screen from Spencer. Looks for him on the roll, not there. Wimberly coming off a screen now. Look for Smith on the roll, not there. Malone comes away with the steal, tipped away by Clark, I believe. McCray in transition now, gets down the lane, puts it up off the glass, no good, but Barnes with the tip in. And the lead has been cut to 9, 7 to play here. Knights surging back after trailing.
You open my eyes, and I'm ready to go. Lead me into the light. Can't you see? And keep me waking up.
Listen, y'all should be addicted now. We tasted blood.
Let's keep this going. We got 2 weeks to prepare for the next one. Clean up a few mistakes. Let's get on a roll. It's conference time.
Mapping your future? Get started at St. Andrews University, the perfect place to explore your passions. St. Andrews offers a high-quality education that can be completed on campus or online. Flexible course offerings and convenient locations meet the needs of your everyday life, with accelerated degree options available. Career opportunities are waiting for you at St. Andrews University. From nursing to occupational therapy assistant certification to esports and game art and design. Find your career path today at St. Andrews University, sa.edu.
Hobbs to Wimberly now. Wimberly back to Hobbs. Hobbs surveying now. Drives in, hands off for Spencer. Spencer a floater, and he'll hit it deep in the lane. Brown working through the trap here. Over to McCray now. And Luis with the kick, breaking up the passing lane once again. Lone down low for Barnes. Into the corner for Clark. He'll pull up for three. No good. Barnes on the putback once again and in. Juwan Barnes. Over to Hobbs now. Knights fighting off-ball screens defensively. Wimberly out on the perimeter. They get it down low for Smith. Doubled by Malone. He stunts back. Hobbs has it on the block now. Steps away. Gets it down low for Spencer. Blocked by Malone. And Barnes with the rebound there. And they'll say it is a jump ball. Western arrow favoring the Knights. I believe Barnes heard the shot clock violation and froze. Giving Smith a chance to reach in and force the jump ball. Juwan Barnes with 10 points in his first showing for the Knights this season. Two brilliant putbacks down the stretch here. Knights leading by 9, 5:51 to play here. Officials explaining something to the Reinhardt bench, I believe, looking for clarification. Reinhardt looking to trap here. And the trap comes, but Garrett McCray races through it. It's up top for Brown. Has it tipped away by Lewis, but Brown comes away with it. But then Lewis comes away with it. Now he's out in the open court, goes down the lane, Euro steps, and lays it high off the glass. And then a technical foul on Lewis there after the steal and layup. I believe just a delay of game here. Eagles lead back up to 11. Look for Barnes on the wing. Find him. Up to Brown now. High post entry from Malone. Over to McCray. He pulls up for three. No good. Rebound Wimberly. 5 to play here. Up ahead for Thomas. Smith looking down low for Lewis, but McCray sneaks around him and steals it. McCray down the lane and off the glass, down the baseline. Great shot there off the steal, coast to coast. We'll be right back after the timeout. And we're back here with just over 5 to play in our second half of action. Knights trailing by 9 here after trailing by as much as 20 in the period. Looking to close the gap even further. Into Smith, back to Wimberly now. He'll drive over to Lewis on the wing. Up top for Smith. He'll pull up for three. Short. Rebound, Caleb Brown. Up ahead to Malone, all alone. And Malone puts it in. Great leak out there from Emil Malone off the shot attempt. Hobbs with it now. Working against Brown, gets down the lane, goes up against Malone and finishes. Strong layup there from Greg Hobbs. McCray swings it over to Brody Clark in the corner. One more for Brown for three and sinks it. Deep three-pointer there from Caleb Brown. Lead cut to 6 here. Knights looking for a stop defensively. They stunt and double the action. Smith on the roll-off. Wide open on the low block. Gets it over McCray to go. And Nate Lewis pokes it away once again. And Tamari Thomas, wow, what a dunk. Elevating there. And throwing it down with some force. My goodness. Ray down the lane now, gets it stripped by Hobbs. And it'll go out of bounds, but stay with St. Andrews here. 3:18 to play. Knights trailing by 10. Nate Lewis checking out. Antonio Spencer back into the game. Clark set to inbound now. Finds McCray in the corner. McCray up top for Brown. And I believe there's a discrepancy on the shot clock there. Brown with it marked by Smith. Smith icing, forcing baseline. Caleb Brown will take it, kick it over to McCray. Back out to Brown, fakes it, kicks it back out for McCray. He'll pull up for three. Good ball movement there from the Knights, drawing in the defense and kicking it out to the shooters. Brown and McCray working the two-man game nicely. 3 minutes to play here, lead cut to 7. Nice looking for a stop here defensively. Hobbs brings it up the floor for Reinhardt. Screen by Smith. Hobbs gets down the lane, kicks it out to Spencer. They find Wimberly on the far wing. He'll drive baseline. Kick it over to Thomas. Another three-pointer, and he'll sink it. Tafari Thomas been lights out from deep all day and continues the streak here. Timeout Knights. And McCray with the inbound here finds Malone. Back to McCray here. He'll carry it up. 2:30 to play. Knights trailing by 10. Brown drives in the lane, loses it. Kicks it out to Malone. Malone pulls up for three and sinks. Emil Malone with a clutch three-pointer. Answering right back to the three-pointer of Tafari Thomas. Lead cut right back to 7. 2:06 to play here. Knights needing a stop. Hobbs comes off the screen, gets downhill. Can't find anything. Kicks it out for Thomas. Fakes the shot. He'll drive. Get into the mid-range. Side against it. Get it to Wimberly. 7 to shoot here. Wimberly having to isolate. Comes off the screen. Looks for a shot. Pulls it. Blocked by Malone. And a shot clock violation forced by the Knights there. Nate Lewis checking back in. Antonio Spencer checking out. Barnes finds Brown in the backcourt. Browns races ahead. Gets the screen, gets downhill, puts up the layup high off the glass, tipped in by Barnes. But they're going to say offensive goaltending there. Don't know if he really needed to help it. It might have rolled in by itself. I guess we'll never know. Hobbs with it now. Marked closely by Brown. Back to Smith at the top of the key. Finds Thomas on the elevator. Can't find any space for the shot. Swings it across to Hobbs. Hobbs will drive straight down the middle. Go to the right side. Put up the layup attempt. No good. And I believe Tyler Smith flew in for the rebound attempt. Couldn't quite control it. And it'll fly out of bounds and be Knights ball. 1:07 to play here. Knights trailing by 7, looking for a quick basket. Brown brings it up and surveys the floor. Brown comes off the screen, gets downhill, steps back into the mid-range, gets it down low for Malone. He puts up the shot off the glass and good. Great play there from the Knights. Great ball movement. Lead cut to 5 with only 50 to play and a timeout. We'll be right back.
You open my eyes, I'm ready to go. Lead me into the light. Can't you see? And tell me what
Listen, y'all should be addicted now. We tasted blood.
Hey, let's keep this going. We got 2 weeks to prepare for the next one. Clean up a few mistakes. Let's get on a roll. It's conference time.
you open my eyes, I'm ready to go. Lead me into the light. Can't you see? And tell me what
Listen, y'all should be addicted now. We tasted blood.
Hey, let's keep this going. We got 2 weeks to prepare for the next one. Clean up a few mistakes. Let's get on a roll. It's conference time.
you open my eyes, I'm ready to go.
50 to play. Nice looking to trap Hobbs. And he'll call a timeout. That's crazy. Reinhardt looking to inbound. They get it to Barron. Barron up ahead for Lewis. Lewis over to Hobbs now. Thomas on the alley-oop. Can't get it to go. And Clark forced to reach in and foul Hobbs on the putback attempt. Hobbs back to the line here in a critical moment. Two for four from the free throw line so far, and no good there on the 1-and-1. And the Knights will take a timeout on the rebound. No, excuse me, a foul on the loose ball. Pardon me. And Juan Barnes will go back to the free throw line here in a clutch spot himself, looking to cut into this 5-point advantage. And the first is good. And let's see if Juan Barnes can go 2 for 2 here for the Knights. He's got 10 so far, make that 11 on that shot. No good on the second, but he gets his own rebound and puts up the follow. And he'll go right back to the line for 2 more. Off of the rebound and floater attempt. My goodness, Juan Barnes with 11 points and a lot of heart. 34 to play here. And the senior out of Kinston can't hit the first. Much to the chagrin of the home crowd. Looks to split the pair once again here. Cut this to a 1-possession game for the Knights. And no good off the front of the rim, but they foul Hobbs immediately and send him to the line. Hobbs will go to the line to shoot another 1-and-1. Greg Hobbs with 4 points in the contest so far. 2 for 5 from the free throw line. And no good there. Rebound Malone. Brown with it now, racing ahead. And he'll call a timeout. 26 to play here. Knights trailing by 4. And we'll be right back after the full timeout. Ball into Malone here. Handoff for McCray. He tries to get downhill on the baseline, pivots, turns around for a fadeaway and sinks it. My goodness, what a shot. Knight's going to take
You open my eyes, and I'm ready to go. Lead me into the light. Can't you see? And keep me with
Listen, y'all should be addicted now. We tasted blood.
Hey, let's keep this going. We got 2 weeks to prepare for the next one. Clean up a few mistakes. Let's get on a roll. It's conference time.
You open my eyes, and I'm ready to go. Lead me into the light. Can't you see?
Nate Lewis to inbound here, 15.8 to play. He finds Barron, and they try and rip it away, but foul him immediately. He'll go to the line for 2. Hobbs has been subbed out strategically, I believe, after missing several free throw attempts. Brandon Barron to the line to shoot now. And rattles off the back of the rim, up and in. My goodness. For a moment, I thought it was certainly going to miss, but it went. And let's see if he can go 2 for 2 here. Barron with 3 points in the contest so far, and he sinks it. And Barron will check right back out for Hobbs. A defensive substitution for sure. Knights trail by 4 here, 14 to play. Brown racing up the floor. Screen from Malone, gets down the lane, puts up the layup and in. Beautiful move there. Coast to coast from Brown, and they foul Wimberly immediately. Clock did not stop on time, I believe. Officials going to make an official score clock adjustment, going from 5.2 to 7.2, I believe. And the crowd starting a "you can't shoot" chant, trying to taunt the opposing player as he goes to the line for what could be the game icing free throws here. Clock being adjusted. Knights with a beautiful comeback effort here, regardless of the outcome, after trailing by as much as 20 points in this period alone. They have stormed back to within 2. Fouled intentionally to send Jalen Wimberly to the line here. And now a scoreboard adjustment from the officials. And we are set for a pair of very important free throws. And I believe we have a scorebook error here. The referee has been studying the scorebook quite closely. And players set to retake their positions for these free throws. Spencer and Lewis with some last-minute strategizing for the Eagles. All 4 Knights in the lane, as well as 3 Eagles to boot. Hobbs looks ready to crash in from the three-point line. And Wimberly rattles in the first. Off the front of the rim, the back of the rim, and in. Reinhardt with a 3-point advantage here. And Wimberly sinks both. McCray downhill quickly, pulls up from deep 3-point range, no good. And Reinhardt will corral it, and that will be the ball game. Knights falling 82-78 to the Reinhardt University Eagles. Thanks for watching. I'm Johnny Rogers. This is your SAU broadcast.